Dublin's F104, it is the Strawberry Alarm Clock. And you may have seen a couple of comedians outside the Four Seasons Total Landscaping doing a press conference. But actual comedians, real life ones, are doing GardenGigsIreland.com. And Danny O'Brien is one of them. How are you, Danny?
Hey lads, how are things?
We're doing good.
It's good to be back on Zoom.
Said no, never.
What have you got? A green screen? Because you look like you're standing against a wall, like a proper stand-up club.
Yeah, we're filming a thing actually in the Laughter Lounge next week, and I'm trying to get myself back in the zone of standing on an actual stage and not standing in my sitting room like a psychopath screaming at a laptop doing Zoom gigs.
You were travelling at one stage with inflatables, weren't you?
Yeah, we bought a venue for
we bought
$2,000 on Revolut on Dundee. It's an inflatable venue. And we were doing outdoor gigs all over the country, and we were doing all the flats and all around Dublin City, like George Reynolds in Irish Town. And then we filmed the lockdown comedy special that was in O'Rahilly House in Ringsend. So we're doing that for ages, and then the lockdown crack lessened, and then we've been restricted down to online gigs. But we found a loophole, and we're actually teaching loads of comedy workshops in schools all over Ireland now. So we're actually busier than ever.
And so when you do a workshop with younger people, are they mad into it, or what do they want to learn about comedy? How do you teach them?
Yeah, myself and Damo Clark, we essentially teach them all the mistakes that we have made over the years, and then we put that into kind of PowerPoint and chat form.
Did your chair just collapse there, Danny?
No, my charger was giving me a bit of grief, so I was like, I can't risk a cutout.
That's so weird. My charger's doing the exact same. My wire is loose, and I'm trying to move it just ever so slightly that it starts charging again.
This right now is 2020 in a nutshell. Me holding my laptop, trying to talk to you lads about saving our career whilst holding my laptop up in the air, looking for every wire in the room except the one I need.
And because you have a virtual background, it just looks like you're doing a jig. We can't, it doesn't actually look like you're walking.
We had such a comedy of errors, myself and Damo Clark, so we needed a projector cable, and his laptop was too old for the projector. Mine didn't fit the format, and every cable we had in between, it was one mythical cable we were missing. I thought it was on a hidden camera show. And then we had to drive down to a youth service where we'd forgotten one months ago, got it like a drug deal, like hanging around outside, and then while he was away, I found it in the box.
I know this dude who got this wallet on eBay, and he opens it up and pulls it out onto a table, and it's like you're expecting James Bond, or it's a suitcase full of heroin. You don't know what it is, and it opens up, and inside is every single cable for every single type of connection, device, laptop.
Yeah. My mother has one of them. She calls it a wire box. It gives me anxiety.
This is like the Swiss Army knife of cables for gadgets, and if you really hate someone for Christmas this year, you should get them one.
Yeah, I think that's gone on the list. I'm making a mental list now of who that'd be great for.
So you were saying before your cable got faulty, what the kids were learning in your loophole gigs.
We're teaching them confidence. We try and get them all up on stage, and logistically, it's quite difficult at the start. So we're up sanitizing microphones in between each young person and keeping social distance. But we're kind of telling them like loads of war stories and stuff as well that we've gone through at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and just teaching them basic confidence skills is really popular with transition years in particular, because a lot of them are going on work experience and stuff, and like kids more than ever have just been buried in their phones, particularly with lockdown and stuff. So their social interactions have been so limited. So we're trying to just teach them how to communicate with people, just, have a conversation, give them a bit of confidence when they have to go for an interview, when they have to get an apartment, you know what I mean?
That's a brilliant idea. There's nothing scarier than doing stand-up, because you've got no instruments to hide behind. You're not acting, you're yourself on the stage, and you're just hoping you hear some laughter back.
Yeah, and like one thing we do at the beginning of each workshop, we just literally get them up and get them to say their name and where they're from and one thing about them, which is it's such a simple thing. But I know literally hundreds of adults who've never done that in their life, who've never got up on a microphone. So if you're a fourth year and you've already done that, that's the point where like, listen, you're already ahead of the game. Yeah, you're already better than most of your parents because you've got up and you've done that, and everything after this will be easier comparatively,
Like there's a new First Dates series coming with 16 to 19-year-olds on E4, and like how will they talk to each other across a table, just two people with a camera on them, no phones?
It's just going to be a series of dings. It's just going to be like ding, It'll sound like some kind of weird, like, Angelus chime, like they're playing battleships with each other with text messages.
Can you tell them when you see somebody, are you spotting someone that you go, I think they could be the next whoever?
Oh, you see it in seconds. Like, we had one young kid, and he was just, he had better jokes. He said, we're known as Generation Z, and he goes, "Is that because we're the last generation?" I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's a good one.
I was 14. I was like, that's better than anything I've written in the last 2 years. I mean, these kids are basically me and Damo's pension plan, because one of them's going to be a millionaire, and we get them their start. You know, the crack lads.
I remember talking to some kids before. They were coming in to listen about radio, and I was sort of telling them a few bits and bobs about doing the show. And one guy. Yeah. The opposite of being into it now. He was yawning. And I said for the crack, I said, am I keeping you up? And he said, yeah, you actually are. And I thought, I can't throw this kid out. I'm a messer on the radio. I can't be all like a teacher. I
don't even know your name.
So do you get kids who give you a bit of attitude as well?
Oh, listen, we did loads of workshops, particularly around the Dublin City Centre, the Liberties and Dublin 8. And the sass levels were absolutely through the roof, and it was the young girls there were like cutting us in half. Like, give me a Saturday night rowdy drunk crowd in, like, you know, a late show at the Laughter Lounge any night of the week. And we did loads of workshops where we did 4 of them, and then on the 5th one they would actually do a short comedy performance. So we'd workshop them for 4 weeks. That's a longer option that we do with different youth services. And some of the stuff they came out with was phenomenal. Like, there was like this 12-year-old girl come up, and I just said, you know, maybe start with like your name, where are you from? She's like, hi. She's like, how is? And then she said her name. I said, where are you from? She goes, just out me gaff, yeah, you sap.
I just asked.
Followed by a finger snap and her going, you know the sus.
You know the sus.
And just absolutely owned me. I was just sitting there mugged off, going, oh man.
They don't realise that sus was getting used back in 1992 as well, but they've just invented it.
Yeah, it's great. And like, genuinely, like, we get so much more out of it, like, than them. Like, we're just cracking up laughing non-stop, and like they've no idea how funny they are. And we're involved in loads of projects in Dublin 8 with loads of different services up there, and we might be doing something really exciting next year with an actually over 55s club that are actually mostly octogenarians from the Liberties that we're going to hopefully be comedy workshopping, which is probably the thing I'm most excited about from the last year.
They're going to be teaching you
100%. Like, can you imagine?
They're going to be
stories.
Awesome.
And have you spotted anything, like, you're not always chatting about comedy with the teenagers, what are they worried about? How are they feeling about everything at the moment?
I feel really sorry for young people at the moment, particularly for like kind of late teens and first years in college. You know what I mean? You know, this is their kind of something they've been looking forward to, and like most of them can't even go into college. They're all just starting their college life and their kind of young adulthood at home. So I think it's been really difficult on them as well. And you know, like, they need an outlet, like, you know what I mean? And it's you know, I know they got a lot of lash out of it in the kind of media, and like they're selfish, and like they just don't see it in the same way as we do. And like, you can't confine kids, and like confining Irish kids as well is near impossible. As you know, remember back when we were younger, it was like, here's 50p, go out and play with the traffic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I feel sorry for them, and I think that like online bullying and stuff like that is just, that's something that we all missed. Like, I didn't have a laptop till I was about 23, and I kind of missed all that. Like, one of my friends is a dance teacher, and they're flat out through the roof because kids just want to do dancing to get better at TikTok. And I'm like, well, at least they're dancing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Right, so if anyone wants to get in touch with you to do workshops in their school or their community centre, whatever it is, GardenGigsIreland.com, and the online gigs are there as well, yeah?
Yeah, everything's there. So if you're online virtual Christmas parties, or if your transition years are wrecking your head, we have the solution for you.
Fair play to you. It sounds like a great idea.
But it could actually change a young person, an old person, anyone's life. It really could. That
completely. Like, if I had done that when I was in transition year, instead of waiting until I was like, you know, 23 with a drink problem to start doing comedy, I'd probably be far more successful earlier.
Yeah, but the stories wouldn't be as good though, Danny.
It's definitely true.
All right, well, you know, inspiring the messer in every class to, you know, we can actually make money out of this. Yeah. Danny O'Brien and Demo Clark are doing some good work there. GardenGigsIreland.com. Good to talk to you, man.
You too, lads. Take care. Thanks a million.
See ya. Talk to you soon.
The Strawberry Alarm Clock on FM 104.